Global cat breeds, exploring ancient origins. Did you know your fluffy house cat might share an ancient lineage with temple guardians, royal pets of empires, or even fearless hunters alongside nomadic tribes? When you look into your cat's eyes, you're not just seeing a pet, you're staring into thousands of years of history. Today, we're diving deep into the extraordinary origins of the world's most iconic cat breeds. Prepare to see your feline friend in a whole new light, as we uncover the fascinating journey from wild predator to pampered housemate. When you hear the word cat breed, you might imagine a long-haired Persian lounging on silk cushions, or perhaps a sleek Siamese perched regally by the window. But here's the surprising truth. Most modern cat breeds are far younger than you think. Unlike dogs, whose breeds were shaped thousands of years ago for hunting, guarding, and companionship, many cat breeds, as we know them today, only emerged in the last 150 years. So, are cats really ancient? Yes and no. While specific breeds are modern, the domestication of cats stretches back nearly 10,000 years. The first cats weren't bred for appearance, but for purpose. They became valued partners in agriculture, controlling rodents that threatened early human grain stores. This quiet alliance slowly shaped the bond between people and cats, leading to an extraordinary journey across continents. By the time humans settled into permanent civilizations, cats were already deeply embedded in daily life. They weren't just pets, they were protectors, workers, and even sacred beings. Yet, despite their importance, cats didn't undergo the same intentional breeding process that dogs did. Instead, their breeds formed organically, influenced by geography, environment, and human migration. Fast forward to the Victorian era, when humans began selectively breeding cats for aesthetic traits. This is when many of today's famous breeds like Persians, Maine Coons, and British Shorthairs began their official histories. And yet, even within these breeds lies a genetic story that reaches back into ancient temples, desert sands, and bustling trade routes. So, before we admire the fluffy elegance of a modern show cat, let's peel back the centuries and explore the wild, sacred, and global journey that shaped the cats we adore today. The story of cat domestication begins in the Fertile Crescent, around 7500 BCE, as humans shifted from nomadic lifestyles to farming. Stored grain attracted rodents, rodents attracted wildcats. Unlike wolves, which humans actively tamed into dogs, cats essentially domesticated themselves. They saw opportunity in human settlements, and humans saw value in their rodent hunting skills. Ancient Egypt, however, elevated cats to an entirely new level. Cats were not just working animals, they were revered as divine beings. Bastet, the cat-headed goddess, symbolized protection, fertility, and domestic harmony. Families kept cats in their homes. Temples were adorned with feline imagery, and harming a cat was considered a grave crime. Cats were even mummified and buried with honors, reflecting their sacred role. This Egyptian love affair with cats shaped their future across the world. As Egyptian influence spread through trade and conquest, so did cats. Genetic studies reveal that Egyptian cats carried distinctive coat patterns, particularly the tabby stripes that became common across regions touched by their empire. Meanwhile, in Mesopotamia and the Levant, cats were equally valuable as protectors of food supplies. Early depictions of cats hunting alongside humans suggest they were appreciated not just as workers, but as companions. These early domesticated cats laid the foundation for countless future breeds, carrying genetic legacies that still exist in modern felines. By the time ships began crossing the Mediterranean, cats had secured a permanent role as global travelers. They controlled vermin on ships, spread across ports, and established populations on nearly every continent. Without knowing it, humans became the carriers of feline genetics, blending wild and domestic bloodlines with each journey. Thus, the cradle of civilization was also the cradle of cats. From sacred temples in Egypt to farmlands of Mesopotamia, cats earned their place not just as mousers, but as symbols of power, mystery, and divine favor, a foundation that echoes in the breeds we cherish today. The story of cats doesn't end in the Mediterranean. As trade expanded eastward, cats became global commodities along the legendary Silk Road. While silk, spices, and jewels dazzled merchants, cats quietly traveled alongside caravans, adapting to new climates and cultures. The Persian cat, often portrayed as the ultimate lap aristocrat, has roots in this era. Long-haired cats likely originated from natural mutations in cold mountain regions of Persia. Modern Iran. Traders and nobility quickly prized these cats for their luxurious coats and exotic appearance. By the Renaissance, Persians had spread to Europe, becoming favorites of royalty and aristocrats. Then there's the Turkish Angora, a breed with ancient ties to the Ankara region of Turkey. Sleek, white, and elegant, these cats were celebrated in local folklore and associated with purity and fortune. Similarly, the Turkish Van, famous for its love of swimming, originated near Lake Van, developing unique water-resistant coats and odd-colored eyes. The Silk Road wasn't just a passage for goods, it was a superhighway for genes. Cats of different regions interbred, creating new variations. Each culture left its mark, shaping the cats we know today. Chinese dynasties adored cats as companions of scholars and poets, while in Japan, felines were associated with luck and protection, leading to the iconic Manekineko, or beckoning cat. By the time the Silk Road had woven East and West together, cats were no longer regional animals, they were global citizens. Their influence was carried in caravans, palaces, and ships, ensuring that breeds like the Persian and Turkish Angora would become enduring symbols of beauty and elegance in the feline world.